This is an episode of SALSA Reviews, where our upload schedule is about as reliable as your school Wi-Fi. Alright, well, forced jokes aside, since we've kind of been slacking off, we got a bit of a special for you. This is going to be part one of a two-part episode. And first up, we have Mrs. Renfro's authentic Texas jalapeno green salsa hot. That's a bit of a mouthful, just like this is going to be, am I right?
It's time to stop!
So this salsa is a little bit different from what we usually get. We usually get like the name brand stuff like Tostitos or Old El Paso and all that kind of stuff. This one we went for a little bit more of a sort of like an organic kind of approach to it. Like we got the stuff that's not as well known per se. So it's a regular sized jar. The lid is nice and hefty. So that's a nice sign. There's also got one of those pop tabs. So that's a nice point. I guess we should crack into this and see what we got. Oh man. Okay, right off the bat, there's some weird film on the top of this. I don't know what this is. What is this shit? Jesus. I guess this is what you get when you don't get the name shit. This is like some. What the fuck is this? We'll have to put that a bit aside and we'll see what it smells like. That has got a lot of flavor to it. Like just by smelling, you can tell this is going to be some real zesty shit. So you can definitely smell the jalapeno, that's for sure. All right, well, without further ado, let's try this out, shall we? So as always, we'll be using Tostito scoops for this, as it gives us a nice chip to salsa ratio. As a side note, you might notice something a little bit different about this episode, and well, you'd be right. We finally got a bowl for salsa. All right. So let's try this green salsa. Oh, that's very good. That's spicy. I like it. Actually, it's really starting to get spicy now. Right, so initial impressions of this salsa, it packs a lot of punch in that it's very in your face. So it's not something that would kind of sit on the side next to a plate of quesadilla or something. So if you were to go to a restaurant, you'd most likely get a plate of chips and a little bit of salsa on the side to kind of go with whatever you ordered. And yeah, like I said, it would be like a very mild salsa, so that you'd focus more on the main dish. But in this case, if you got this with whatever you ordered, this salsa would pair together with everything that you got to create sort of like an orchestra of flavors. And that's what I really like about this salsa, is that it's its own thing and that you can thoroughly enjoy this instead of just having something on the side. So I guess I'll touch base a little more on what the flavor is actually like. So this salsa, like I said, it's a very in-your-face salsa, and what I really like about it is that the individual ingredients don't fight for attention, but they work together to bring something more than what they can accomplish on their own. So the ingredients here on the jar, at least, we have jalapeno, we got onion, we got garlic, pretty basic stuff. But what you don't see is the tomato. And what I find with a lot of tomato-based salsas is that you taste a lot of the tomato, but not much of else. But what's nice about the jalapeno is that the jalapeno itself doesn't have a lot of flavor on its own, besides the heat, of course. So, and then you have the garlic, and then you have the onion, and then probably whatever else is in here. So what that creates is, it creates, like I said, a big orchestra of flavor, and the heat just pairs excellently with that. So you get a nice, full experience. Right, so on to my final verdict of this salsa. Pretty good salsa. What I would compare this salsa to is that one hype friend that everyone has, in that you don't hang out with them all the time, but every time you do, you just have a total blast. And that's what I would compare it to. It's not something you get every day, but if you do get it, you thoroughly enjoy it. It's sort of like a treat for like the end of the week kind of thing. Now, one thing I do find a little bit ironic with this is the fact that it's like a Texas-style salsa. And you know how in Texas everything's a big deal over there, right? You got, like cowboy hats, trucks, gun control, the Alamo, all that kind of stuff. So for this salsa to come in such a small jar, it's sort of a little bit ironic, but I guess you can't have too much of a good thing. Would I get it again? Most likely, but I wouldn't get it all the time. So that'll be it for this episode of Salsa Reviews, and we'll see you next time.
Check out the popular kids. You'll never guess what Jessica did. How did Mary Kate lose all that weight? And Katie had...
That's actually really hot. Pour some water.